G'day guys, how's it going? This is BroadcastingBecause here with episode number 15 of Pompey's Road to the Top, and there's no mucking about. We are straight into this episode. We've got quite a bit to cover. First off, we will start with an away match against Burnley in the Empower Championship. Now this will be an interesting game because these guys are pretty much about the same position as we are on the table. I think they're 1 or 2 points behind us, so we had a lot to prove and we needed to start off well, and it's exactly what we didn't do when the referee decides to screw us over despite Pierce making an excellent tackle in front of goal and he gets a yellow card. Let's have a look at that on the replay. As you can see here, wonderful tackle stopping the run through on goal. This angle does it justice. Look at that, he gets all the ball. I really fail to see where the referee gets for that as a penalty. A lot worse tackles have been made that haven't been given as penalties, but thankfully Palos steps up, the man of the moment, and keeps out the penalty. Hines has been really deadly actually, and to be honest, that was about all that happened for the first 20 minutes or so. We didn't really have too many chances on goal. Eric Klep made a bit of space and had a curler put away. It was well saved by the keeper, and I don't know what happened to our defence here. Pierce was nowhere, Gentiletti just coughed up the ball, and we handed Hines a goal on a platter. It's not going to get much easier than that. He just strolled into what is effectively a one-on-one, and then straight off the next kickoff, they should have been 2-0 up, Burnley. They should have scored that, really. I think Palos did well to go out to his feet and stop Hines on the run. Kitson was actually able to get away, but it was well covered by the other centre-back. He caught Camporese out, and Kitson was through again. He was shrugging off, palming off defenders all over the place. Camporese dropped a shoulder. He was a good matchup for Kitson, actually. That battle was very interesting. Eric Klep threw the... Well, he didn't throw it away. It was a good effort for the free kick, but it was pretty easily saved. The ball over there towards Joel Ward was headed back into the path of Dave Kitson, who let one rip. I was sure that there was a handball in there somewhere, but the referee called play on. It was probably off a head or body or something that I couldn't really see. And that was just about all that happened in the first half. They did have one late chance there, Burnley, but that is how we ran out in the first half at 1-0. Now, our defence was under so much pressure throughout this second half, it is actually ridiculous. Marcel Wine with an amazing goal-saving block there, and Palos again with a great save. George Dren with a clearance. It was just attack after attack after attack from Burnley. They did not let up. They hit the post there. Palos and our defensive, they held up pretty well actually. That is until the 73rd minute, I should say, when Austin was able to put one past us. We held up so well, but we did not have one chance through on goal. We did not have one chance in that second half. That is until Eric Klep hit the inside of the post in the 77th minute and it crept out. I brought on the super sub Benjani, who walked through their defence and he had a shot, but it was blocked away, and in the end the final whistle blew at 2-0, a win at home for Burnley, and a slightly disappointing loss for us as well. I mean, I tried so many different things but none of them worked. I think it was just one of those bad games for Portsmouth. Well guys, you know how in the last episode I said that I would do Transfer Deadline Day as a live com? Yeah, I decided not to do that. One, because nothing normally happens on a Transfer Deadline Day, particularly when I haven't got that much money to work with. And also, I didn't want this video to be half an hour of me just rambling on about absolutely nothing. So I decided to do it post-commentary. And I want to say, first of all, a big thank you to everyone that left a suggestion as to who they want me to sign. I built up a bit of the list, and some of the most popular ones that were recommended were guys that were actually recommended again in the last transfer period, and I thought I would give them a go. Stephen Hunt from Wolves, Harold and Kanu from Reading got a couple of mentions as well, and so did Johnny Taylor from Shrewsbury, the 19-year-old young gun that I'm sure we all know so much about. Now, you might have noticed with the transfer budget, I had pretty much no money at all to work with, so I decided to move it all to wage budget. I had 14k to work with, and hopefully I'd be able to bring in 1 or 2 decent players before the window slams shut. Also, I started 2 days outside the actual transfer deadline day itself, because I think if you leave too much to the actual transfer deadline day, as we saw earlier with Stephen Hunt in the last window, then time just runs out and you never get anything achieved. But nevertheless, we move on, and one of the new guys that I will put in an offer as I do there is Mozzen. Give up. He's a young guy and he looks to be able to grow quite a bit. Another goes Sergio Torres. Yes, make as many jokes as you like about the name, but unfortunately he's 30 years old and he's 62. I know he's cheap as chips, but I just can't see him getting a game. I put in an offer, but I'm not really too keen on pursuing it. I just can't see him getting a game, to be honest. And Paul Pogba, now this is one that I think we might just be able to bring in on loan from Manchester United. I think he's one of the lower rated players on their squad, so hopefully I'll be able to bring him in. I also had a look at the free agency, as a couple of you guys had suggested, but there was no one there, unfortunately. Accrington Stanley came in with an offer for Lewis Tallack to take him out on loan, and I decided to accept that for an extra £2,000 wage budget. Just that extra bit of money might help out to bring in 1 or 2 new players in this window. And unfortunately I also get flat rejected once again for Hal Kanu by Reading. Wow, I love that cinematic. That is awesome. I just love seeing that. You know that something's going down when that cinematic comes up. So we head into transfer deadline day, and haven't Man City been spending? Aguero and Silva both leaving the club. And have a look at some of the other ones. Gamero, Abiati leaving, Jose Enrique, Lindegaard and Zogbia all leaving their clubs. There is so much happening. Absolutely none of it involving us, but I thought it was interesting to see some of the other clubs really getting into transfer deadline day. And we get 3 responses back within the first hour from the club that I can't pronounce, with the guy's name that I can't pronounce. I put in a loan to buy offer because I think I would like to buy him probably at the end of a loan spell, but they rejected that, unfortunately. Crawley Town also rejected the offer I put in for Sergio Torres, which is again a shame because I would like to bring someone in. But then we get to the accepted offer for Manchester United to take Paul Pogba on loan, and you know, initially I stalled on it because I wasn't 100% sure. I wanted to go through a couple more hours to see if anyone came back. And I got a transfer offer. In fact, it was a loan offer from Macclesfield to take out Adam Webster on loan for a fee of relieving us of 1.5k a month. And that was enough to push me over the line to finally sign in Paul Pogba on a loan for the rest of the season. As we progress towards the depths of transfer deadline day, with 7 hours to go, we get our confirmation. There it is. We have successfully negotiated the signing of Paul Pogba for the rest of the season. Very good stuff there. But with 6 hours to go, I was sort of hanging out for a response. I wanted to get Wolves talking about Stephen Ward, and I wanted to get Shrewsbury talking about John Taylor, but they were just having none of it. You see, Bayern Munich and Tottenham in a bit of a struggle over Modric's signature. Atletico Madrid looking for Yunus Kabul's as well. And with 4 hours to go, it didn't look like much else was going to happen. So I found this young bloke here, Lorenzo Cristieg, I think is how you pronounce his name, from Inter Milan. I sent off a transfer offer for him, and straight away, 2 hours to go, that loan offer is accepted. He's 19 years old. He's a 68 rated player. That is excellent. I'm looking forward to playing him alongside Emmanuel Agbonlahor in the midfield. There it is. Lorenzo Cristieg is signed, and he is now a Portsmouth player. Well, with 1 hour to go, it was pretty much certain that I wasn't going to hear from either Shrewsbury or Wolves. So we close off transfer deadline day as it stands. A total of £64 million was spent. No more enormous signings really happened other than the Modric one, who finally ended up going to Bayern Munich, as well as Yunus Kabul joining Atletico Madrid. There it is. Transfer deadline day has passed. £64 million being spent. £64.6 million overall. And that is how transfer deadline day ended. Well, with transfer deadline day done and dusted, I thought you guys might like to see the final starting lineup. This is how it will stand. We have Enrique Palos in the goals, playing a 4-4-1-1 formation. Wynne, Gentiletti, Pearce and George Friend, who we just signed, are our 4 defenders. Then we have Jamie Mackie at right midfield, Emmanuel Agbonlahor and Cristieg in the midfield. That'll be really good, as well as Joel Ward. And then up front we have Eric Husiclet playing behind the number 1 striker, the striker to have in the championship, Dave Kitson. On the bench we have Steve Henderson, Greg Halford, Martin Benjani and Luke Varney as well, and the reserves, which will constantly interchange, will be Magri, Pogba and the other guys there as well. Well, at the end of this episode, guys, we are sitting at 8th position on the ladder on 48 points, joint currently now with Burnley. And I tell you what, I'm just getting that feeling we've got to get some momentum going. We've got to get a move on if we're going to push for that top 6. If we're going to push for promotion, we need to start winning a lot more games. There were some good goals scored this month, and for goal of the month I went for the one that was both classy and so important in getting us the victory against Norwich City. Dave Kitson scored the first to set the ball rolling, and it was a screamer from well outside the box. It was a great turn and he threw it on the right foot to finish that strong. Very, very nice goal there from Dave Kitson. You see again there on the replay, it was great setup play, lovely passing. He turns on his right foot and sends that one into the side netting past John Ruddy, no problems at all. And for player of the month, as far as I'm concerned, there was only one choice. In terms of turning himself on from an average squad player to first team starter and an absolute crucial element of the team, it had to go to Jamie Mackie. He scored 4 great goals this month, as well as setting up one there as well to Benjani. He was so important in the midfield on the wing, and that is a great individual goal there. He made that with the turn and dribbling past 2 Coventry City defenders. In fact, he almost single-handedly won us that match against Coventry City with 2 goals of his own, a magnificent both attacking, defending and control in the middle of the park. He is just so crucial for us now as we head towards the end of the season. Well, that is the way that it ends for the month of January, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Please do consider leaving a like on this video if you enjoyed it. It always means a lot. Thanks very much, guys. Cheers and stay tuned. And if you want more, follow me on Twitter.